Good morning, what is up guys, Revan here, welcome comic book fam in King in Black. And we're gonna be reviewing King in Black #1. My goodness, like I heard a lot about King in Black, right? We heard a lot in the previews. It's like, heroes are not ready, the Knull is coming, right? Of course, Knull, we heard about Knull, well, for a long time, even, before War of the Realms, we had this, Knull actually a character somewhere in the background, but now he's coming. And let me tell you, after reading this beautiful book, the heroes were not ready. They were literally not ready. So, King in Black, written by Donny Cates, drawn by Stegman, Mayer and Martin as well on the book. First things first, the price is a bit higher because it's $5.99, but the book has around 40 pages, so there are more pages in this book. There's less commercials, like less ads, and one thing that this whole video is not translating well is the fact that this is a premium format of cardstock of pages. So first of all, you've got a really thick pages with a really thick cover, like it's really thick. But my first problem is that if you're really into collecting, the spine of the page is really wearing off because of the material they've used. Not a fan of that. But besides that, different material, not a glossy material, not as glossy material on the pages. So if you're reading it at home, with the light or a lamp, it's not gonna like hit you back, which is really good, and I appreciate that. And this is a premium quality book, right? That is the book great. I've read it 3 times. It's freaking amazing. It's awesome. It's everything you want. Everything turns to shit. Literally, it's a great book. But let's take a look inside. So the first pages actually we all knew before the book came out. Oh, fudge brownie M&Ms. Good to know. But we got Eddie Brock actually standing on top of the building, and he goes like, Cap, it's May. It's time. He has come. And we see Brock actually calling on all the Avengers. And, well, they're all connected, and we got a Venom getting in that. So at this point in time, what is worth knowing, because it is going to be good for the plot, and just so you know, because it's not explained, and no one tells you that. At the back, you kind of have the Knull storyline and where he appeared, where he was, the kind of the characters. Because, sorry, but you gotta say where something is dumb. They've figured out that they're gonna give a guide to this book after the book has finished. Like, it was supposed to come out first and then King in Black, but they figured out, yeah, let's do it April or March. So yeah, kind of dumb, but they've done this. So you've got Knull and all the characters from the bad side, and of course you got in what books what were kind of happening. So we got a Web of Venom, Vietnam, we've got a Venom number 4, we got a Venom number 1 to 6, Silver Surfer, Black, Thor, God of Thunder. So we got all the appearances of the Knull in the universe, which is great, and it's worth knowing when you're coming to this book, because it might actually miss. And of course we got some tie-in books, but that doesn't interest us. So we got that out of the way. One thing to remember is that X-Men, they are on the Krakoa, which is this island that can only enter through specific teleports. It's a magical island, they do live there, and if you're not a mutant, if you're not invited, you can't get there. Worth remembering. Second thing, Thor is, if you're reading Thor is actually locked into his thing with the Edward Blake, and he is not there. He has his own struggles, own problems, and he's battling also the Battle of Galactic. We don't know yet when it is, but all we know is Thor is occupied with something. Worth knowing. Third thing is that we've learned in Venom, if you haven't read Venom, so we've learned in Venom that the kid that Eddie Brock is walking around from War of the Realms. During War of the Realms, the kid learns that, hey, this is actually my dad. So the Brock is father of that kid. I forgot the name of. But we learn that, well, Eddie must protect the kid. He gave him a promise, and that's what I can tell you right now. But he is his dad. Really important to know, and it was also mystery throughout the years. And we know Dylan, I think his name is Dylan, and he possesses some kind of powers that sometimes activate, sometimes do not. No one knows when, and we saw that activation around War of the Realm-ish time, which again, War of the Realms are going to be on the channel, no worries. And the whole new series story arc for you. So, that's all the intro to this book. Of course, Carnage got defeated, and the Knull is coming, because before Carnage got defeated, he called the Knull in Absolute Carnage book. Got it? Got it. Great. So, we open up, of course, the Avengers are calling, and we go back to Tony Stark, Captain Marvel, the new Captain Marvel, right? The one that's alcoholic with, or was alcoholic during War of the Realms. Captain America and She-Hulk. And they're like, Tony, listen, do you think the bombs are gonna be cool? Like, no, listen, mate, I have the bombs all over the earth, like around. I'm just gonna destroy Knull as he's coming, right? Like, what else is gonna happen? So, Iron Man is cocky, Tony Stark, as he is. And we see the first phase of the Knull attack with his Dragon's Rider, and of course, a Punisher watch. But we learn that the bombs, well, they're not doing enough. Even though, of course, Iron Man is super happy about it, you can tell that, well, the bombs, they're like, heroes are scared, like, bombs, they did nothing. Like, he can't be stopped. So the heroes are going, we can clearly tell, look at that. That's an amazing page. King in Black. That is a poster right there. Beautiful art. Gorgeous. So we learn that, well, the dragons are coming to Earth. King is coming to Earth. And our heroes are going to battle. But first, Eddie Brock has to take Dylan to this special safe house that was built just for him, and he tells him, hey, listen, kid, if someone else comes besides me, you know what to do, right? If that's a bad guy, just kill it. So, he tells goodbye to Dylan, and it's like a really emotional moment, and he goes away. Then we cut to, of course, New York, another battle of New York. I'm gonna probably sneeze, which is not great. Okay. Where Avengers are trying to evacuate as much people as possible. We've got Iron Fist, we've got Captain America. We've got even a I'm trying to figure out, we've got a Doctor Strange right there. And then Professor X says, well, this is Charles Xavier. Please stand by. X-Men are coming. So there they are. We've got the X-Men coming with Wolverine leading them. And they're all asking, hey, where is Thor? We would really need Thor's help. Thor goes like, there's no Thor. There is no Thor. So Storm has to do, right? And Storm is like, yeah, Charles, let me focus, all right? Let me do my thing. And they're trying to battle that out as Eddie Brock goes to the old Carnage hideout where there was a throne that Carnage could have connected with everything that Knull has. So that's exactly what Eddie wants to do. He wants to connect with the source and destroy it from the inside. And as he's connecting, he's slowly losing his mind. He's slowly being torn. And as this is happening in the New York, the Knull is coming with the huge creatures, which kind of look like Omega creatures from DC, but those huge creatures. And it turned out that was a race that in the past had a really great beef with Knull, but they kind of figured it out to themselves, like, yeah, great. I believe they're called the Celestials, right? So the Celestials are coming down, and from one of the Celestials, we say Knull coming out, stepping off, and he goes like, I'm going to kill your world. I'm going to murder you, and there is nothing you can do. But he's just like, listen, give me a Brock. Give me Brock, and maybe I'm not gonna kill you, Like, I'm an evil guy who just like literally destroyed you, Avengers, but yeah, give me a Brock and we're cool, okay? Great. So the Avengers are trying to fight, and the Knull just goes in front of them and goes like, listen, guys. I mean, come on. You see what I can do. And we learned that Captain America called for Sentry. And of course we learn Sentry. And he is super powerful being from the cosmos. And he's gonna help our heroes. So as he's going down, he kills one of the Celestials, which is really hard to do, to show his power. And, well, Knull is kind of pissed off about it, because, like, hey, mate, like, you're not killing my Celestials. So he takes Sentry to the air and literally kills him. Literally kills him. Like, rips him in half. You can see two halves of the Sentry. And no one ever killed Sentry. Like, Sentry was fighting Thanos and stuff, so Knull is pissed off. He goes down. He's like, guys, listen, yeah, I'm just gonna kill you. So he turns the whole planet into a planet of symbiotes. All the symbiotes are making, this, I don't know, this is like a structure around the earth, but also on the ground. Everything is now venom. Everything is now made out of symbiote, and it's actually eating our heroes, and that's how the planet looks like. It's been eaten by the Knull. It's been eaten by that. You can tell the heroes are still fighting, but you can see the buildings. They've all changed. Everything has changed to the symbiote. Storm gets killed, or like captured. Let's put it like that. She gets captured by Knull, and you can tell Xavier's and Iron Man's face. That says it all. Storm is dead to them. There's no way they can bring back Storm. So Eddie goes like, well, listen, he wants Brock. I'm gonna sacrifice myself. Just tell my son you're gonna protect him. So he connects to the Knull and goes like, Knull, I'm here, baby. So let's do it. Let's make it happen and just leave Earth. So we have a standoff, just kind of not a standoff. Knull on the Empire State Building grabs Eddie Brock and goes like, well. He rips his mask of kind of and goes like, well, yeah, about the Brock thing, I didn't want Eddie Brock. I needed Dylan, which is Eddie Brock's son. And he was like, well, listen, yeah, I'm gonna kill your son. And he rips Venom from Eddie, and he literally shoves Eddie down. He just kills him, murders him literally right there. So we know that right now Dylan is a key to something. It's a key to maybe winning that battle, maybe not, maybe the Black Knight's sword. We don't know what happened to that. Where's Black Knight in general? Where's Thor? Because everyone's talking about Thor. There's no Thor. Heroes have lost. They have lost. They've lost Wolverine. They've lost almost everyone who fought at this very first battle. Everyone that's on the cover. They've lost them all. X-Men lost, gone. Captain America lost, gone. Now Eddie Brock, presumably he's gonna, fall into his death. Because when you have no symbiote and you're just a human being and you're falling from Empire State Building, well, you're kind of pretty dead as well. That is, I think, the grimmest, the saddest start of an event I've read. It's, again, from the high note. And this is Donny Cates at his peak. I don't like his Thor's run. He's doing not a great job there. But here you can tell that he is a Venom writer. He is someone who wanted that King in Black event. And let me tell you, that is an amazing book. That is second book from Marvel that's gonna get this mark. 10 out of 10. I've read it 3 times already. It's a fabulous book. It's honestly right now one of my favorite things that I've read. Issue number 2 is even better. I've read it, so I got it here. So I know where this is going, but I haven't said anything where this is going from here. One thing that I have a problem with, that you kind of also need to buy Venom 31, 32, 33. The beginning of Venom 32 is at the very end here, so it tells you that this is important. I like this because it tells you, hey, this is going to be an important story, but I wish they would tell you that, so you don't have to like get all the times and maybe it's going to work out or not. Amazing story, great characters, great art. There's again nothing that I can say that's bad about it. Like, no slow points. You can clearly tell from expression on the heroes' faces they've lost. They are broken, and the Earth has fallen again in a year, right? You know, because like last year it happened the same way. They'd fallen. There was no Thor. They had to get Thor. Hopefully they're not gonna rehash that, which will probably. But the death of the century was huge. So 10 out of 10. King in Black #1. Prestige form, great format. Everything is great. Just get it. Get it or buy it online. Read it. You don't need a lot of backstory to enjoy this book, and that's what also matters to me. I finished it, I wanted to read it again and again and again. Even after reviewing that, I want to go back to reading it again because the art is so good, the story is so good, and you don't need a lot of backstory to it. So thank you guys so much for that review of the King in Black #1. Next review is of course going to be King in Black #2 and some, tie-in books. Thank you guys so much. Goodbye, good night, have a fantastic rest of the day, take care, bye. Buy it now.